Hi, I'm glad you're here. And before we start, let me ask you one simple thing. If this topic sounds familiar to you, if you've ever felt like life is getting harder, even though you're working more, hit the like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and write one word in the comments. Yes, if you feel this too. Now, stay with me until the end, because what we're about to talk about isn't nostalgia. It's math. It's structure. And it explains a lot more than people are comfortable admitting. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe your parents lived better than you do now? Not richer on paper, not happier emotionally, but better, more stable, more predictable, less stressful. Think about it for a moment. One salary, one full-time job, a house, kids, vacations, and somehow less anxiety. Now look at today. 2 salaries, side hustles, constant pressure, and still feeling behind. Does that sound familiar? Write it in the comments. I want to know if I see this too, because almost everyone does. Here's the thing. This isn't about blaming generations. This isn't about saying things were perfect before. They weren't. But the structure of life was different, and that difference matters. Let's start simple. Your parents lived in a world where housing was affordable relative to income, education didn't require lifelong debt, healthcare didn't feel like a financial gamble, and wages actually tracked productivity. That last one is important. We'll come back to it. Let me give you a very simple, almost childish example. Imagine your father earned £1,000 a month. Rent was £200. Food was £100. That's £450 in total. More than half his income was still his. Now imagine today. You earn £2,000. Rent is £900. Food is £400. Bills and transport are £300. That's £1,600. You earn twice as much, but have less left. That's not progress. That's illusion. And this is where people get confused. They look at numbers instead of relationships. Let me ask you something honestly. When people say salaries are higher now, do they ever finish the sentence? Higher compared to what? Because if prices grow faster than income, higher salaries don't mean better lives. They mean higher survival costs. This is basic math, and yet somehow we ignore it. Now, let's talk about work. Your parents worked hard. But when work ended, it ended. There were no emails at night, no messages on weekends, no expectation to always be available. Work had boundaries. Today, work follows you everywhere. Your phone, your home, your holidays, your sleep. So ask yourself, are we really working less than our parents, or just pretending we are? Write your answer in the comments, because for most people, the honest answer is uncomfortable. Now, here's another thing nobody likes to talk about. Your parents were allowed to plan. They could plan 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. They could say, we'll buy a house, we'll have kids, we'll retire. Today, people plan month to month, sometimes week to week. Not because they're irresponsible, but because uncertainty is built into the system. When rent can jump overnight, when food prices change monthly, when jobs feel temporary, planning becomes a luxury. Let me pause here and ask you something important. Do you feel comfortable planning your life 10 years ahead, or does that feel unrealistic? Tell me honestly in the comments, because this right here explains a lot. Now, let's talk about debt. Your parents used debt sparingly. A mortgage, maybe one car. Debt was a tool. Today, debt is survival. Student loans, credit cards, subscriptions, buy now, pay later. Debt isn't optional anymore. It's baked into daily life. And here's the twist. Debt grows faster than wages. So even when you progress, you're already behind. Now think about this. Your parents could save, not because they were smarter, but because saving actually worked. Money held value, prices were stable, inflation was lower and slower. Today, saving feels pointless. You save £10,000, and inflation quietly eats it. No drama, no headlines, just erosion. That's why so many people feel tired instead of hopeful. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time saving money made you feel safe? Not proud, not disciplined, safe. Write it down, because for many people, that feeling is gone. Now, here's the hardest truth. Your parents lived in a system that rewarded stability. Today, the system rewards speed, risk, exposure, ownership, and punishes caution, saving, waiting. But nobody explains this clearly. So people keep following rules that no longer apply. This creates frustration. People work harder, try more, sacrifice more. And when it doesn't work, they blame themselves. I'm not doing enough. I'm falling behind. I should be better. No, the environment changed. The rules changed. You didn't. Let me be very clear. This is not about saying everything was better before. This is about understanding why life feels heavier now. Because once you understand that, you stop fighting yourself, and you start asking better questions. Here's one of them. If one salary used to be enough, why does two barely work now? Think about it. Write your thoughts in the comments, because this is the question that unlocks everything else. We're told we're more productive than ever, and that's true. Technology made us faster, more efficient, always available. So, where did the extra value go? It didn't disappear. It just stopped going to workers. And until people understand that, they'll keep feeling like failures in a system designed to extract more every year. Let me say this slowly. Your parents didn't live better because they were better people. They lived better because the system allowed it. That's it. No mystery, no nostalgia, just structure. If this video made you think, hit the like button. It tells YouTube this conversation matters. Subscribe if you want calm, honest breakdowns of how the system really works, and tell me in the comments, do you think one salary will ever be enough again, or is that era gone forever? Thank you for watching. And when you're ready, watch the next video on this channel. Because once you see the structure, you stop blaming yourself. And that changes everything.